Hey, happy 4th to everyone. Just wanted to hop on and talk about how my automation actually books calls for me. So if you guys are coaches or you are those out there who want to monetize your knowledge, you educate others, you teach, you help people, I am going to just share with you real quick how my automation actually books calls. So if you're in this space, hi Tim, and you are actually trying to figure out how you can get calls to be booked, there is an automation that you can create, which is in your Instagram in DMs. So basically what can happen is that you can set up an automation so that if you say DM me the word blank, and it will send them something, and then you know what, I feel like my screen is fuzzy. Oh my gosh, I hope my whole back wasn't in here, but I'm going to share this. I feel like it's fuzzy. Let me check. Yeah, see, I knew it was a little something. So you guys know when you touch your camera, you're going to put fingerprints on it, and now it's going to look like, you know, something is wrong. All right, let's talk about this automation. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Carmencita. Hi, Sinclair. Hi, Rhonda. All right. So I have Instagram automation set up. I've set it up myself. I do it for other people if anybody actually needs it. So basically, I'm going to, at some point, take my camera off of the stand and show you what this automation looks like. But basically, there are steps in an automation. And I start off with, let me see, I'm going to tell you about this specific automation is using the word connect. So if we meet and I say to you, DM me the word connect. When you DM me that word, whether we met in person, whether I'm on a live and I say DM me this word, it starts the automation. So mine's actually goes from when the word connect is placed in the DMs, it will now talk to you and it'll say, hey, and I have it where your first name is input in there. Hey, it was all my pleasure meeting you today. I think you're amazing. What did we discuss today? So you can make your automation say whatever you want it to say. And the thing is to make it have as natural of a conversation as possible. So what can happen next is what I actually have here is that it has 4 responses that you could actually have. So after I say, what did we discuss today? I thought about while I was creating the automation, what kind of things I would discuss with someone at that time. And I put the things in that I would normally discuss. So there are 4 things they could click on. And then in an automation, if they click on one of the things, it can lead them to something else. So for instance, one of these said, did we talk about IG automation? And if the person clicks that we spoke about IG automation in this particular, this is an Instagram automation that I'm talking about. If they say that we had a conversation about IG automation, it's going to send them over to another one that says, what does it say under here? Let's chat. Let's see. I'll move this out the way because I can't see all of them. They're all like stacked a little bit. So if they said that we spoke about that, then it says, let's chat. And then it said, does that sound good? And then underneath there, it says, let's do a 20-minute call, or it says not yet. So now, even though you're talking to a person and asking them, do they want to go to the next step in the automation, you're asking them pertinent questions that reflect whether they want to still continue communicating with you. Now, once again, all your questions need to be natural as possible, because some people, of course, know that it's an automation, but it could look like you're talking to the person. So when they say that they want to do a 20-minute call, then it will lead them to a link where they can actually click. It says click to set up a call. And it has the link for the person to be able to click on to set up a call. So right now what I'm talking about is automations. I'm talking about how I set up an automation that allows me to be able to book calls without me actually talking to someone. And the funny thing is, just the other day, guys, I was actually watching. So here's what you should know. When you set up automations, it goes by itself in your Instagram. But when it's happening in real time. And when someone starts in an automation, it's dinging you, and you can actually see that the automation is communicating with them. So even if you wanted to jump in and say something in the midst of it, you could. And so there's no problem with that. but you get to see what's actually going back and forth, in the conversation. So if they type in something, if the automation says something to them, you get to see all of those things. So what's really cool is that as I have put in here, the link to my calendar page. And when a person clicks on this, it'll take them right over there, and then they will be able to click in and book a call. So the other day, guys, it was so crazy that I usually don't watch the automations that much. They just happen, and I'm usually, doing whatever. But I actually was watching a person going through the automation, and I kind of jumped in because they were asking a question, and then the automation started responding to them, and then they were responding, but I knew that it wasn't me. So I was saying, I was about to say, this is my automation. But guess what? The automation was speaking the right language. And by the time it finished going all the way through, I'm watching as the person is clicking through. And then they click through all the way through to book the call. Now, it's funny because I know that this happens, but I don't normally watch it. So I'm watching the person's response. And actually on this automation, one of the parts of it, it says that is there anything that we should continue to discuss? Type it below so that I remember. So on my automation, it's asking you, what do we communicate about today? And then it goes into, do you want to book a call? I have another part of my automation where I help you to monetize your knowledge. So I help those of you who want to build your courses. So if I spoke to you about a course, I have a part where it leads you to being able to go to the page to actually get a free item in regards to you building your course. I also have another part of the automation that will lead you to my sales page if you actually want to book and become one of the members in one of my programs. So honestly, guys, this is really cool because if the person is what we consider to be a cold lead, meaning it's someone that does not know you at all, the automation can be set up to talk to them in a warm fashion and continue to ask them engaging questions. And it could also have areas where they can respond back to you. The automation also could just ask questions to push them to the next thing in the automation, to lead them to either get a free gift, to lead them to look at one of your sales pages, to watch like a free video that you have, or a free ebook or something. It could lead them to click on to book a call. It could lead them to watch your YouTube channel if you have one. It could lead them to asking them to give you their email address or their phone number. There are lots of things that you can do in automations. So I just wanted to kind of get on and share what it looks like, because if you really want to do business without you being in the middle of everything, you literally can sit down and write out what you'd like to say to a person. You also have to sit down when it comes to automations and really think through, if you ask a question, what is a potential response from a person? What is their potential response? Because if I'm asking a question on this automation and I say, what did we talk about today? And I know that when I go and I do networking, I'm literally going to probably talk about one of 3 or 4 things. So this particular automation I'm going to share with you guys, I set this one up for when I was going to do networking events, which basically means I know I'm going to be in front of other entrepreneurs. I know what type of event that I'm actually going to. And I know that if I meet someone, I'm going to ask them to DM me a specific word, which will start this conversation. So once again, the DM word here is connect. Now, here's the crazy thing that you should know too. So I set it up for a reason, because I really wanted to be able to meet a person at the networking event and then have them to type in the word connect. And then it would once again start talking to them about, well, what did we speak about today? So you got to know your own rhythm. I know that if I go out, I'm going to talk about the fact that I'm a coach that helps you to build your courses. I also speak about social media because I have a social media membership. And I also do IG automation. So, and then I also have a random one where I just say, did we just connect? Because in some cases, if I meet someone and we don't really connect on the things that I normally actually talk about and, do in my business, I don't push that off on a person. So maybe they might not even have gotten a chance to know certain things, because just because you do something and you get to meet people, it doesn't mean you push off everything that you do to that person. So literally, guys, you got to be walking around here with intention. You need to know, when I go to a networking event, I know who I am and I know what I generally talk about. So this IG automation that I set up, it is all about what I normally do. Now, if you guys want to see my automation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my camera around real quick, and I'm going to let you guys see my automation so you can see exactly what I'm speaking about if you actually want to see it. So here we go. And I'm just going to show you very quickly that this automation is my IG automation, and it starts with here, as you guys can see, the keyword connect. So I set this up and I thought it through. If I go in a network, if I speak to someone, what would they say? I would say this to them: it was all my pleasure meeting you today. I think you're amazing. What did we discuss? And I have the things that I would potentially discuss. I also have this random one because we just connected. Okay. So it means that, it could have been anything that we spoke about. So in any case, guys, look at how it goes from, if they click on one thing, it leads them here. They click on something else, it leads them into multiple different places. And then, every question that gets asked, it leads them down another path. So you're literally, as these are being created, you're literally sitting there and thinking about, what is it that I would potentially want to communicate with this person about, so that the automation is very natural and it leads them where you want them to go. So in my automations, a person can get a free item. And that's one of the things that I have learned and, discovered, is that people love free stuff. People love free stuff all day long. They love free stuff. So if I know that I have something available that's free, then I can give it to them. Now, let me share something real quick before I close this live out about the free stuff. So in IG automations, I just want to share with you a couple of things can happen. Inside this automation, you can actually collect a person's name, phone, email, whatever it is you want to ask them for, if you desire to ask for that and have it to be in this system. For me, mostly because I already have a CRM system and I collect my name, phone, and email addresses over there, when I give them something for free here, I'm going to lead them to the free item that's in the other system, so that my email addresses and all of the contact info is collected in one spot. So as the leads build up, as the names and emails and phone numbers are collected, they're in a system and the person is tagged as such, as whatever it is, the reason why they actually clicked on a thing. So if I want to email a bunch of people and I want to talk to them about a particular thing, then I'm going to email the people who were tagged for this particular thing. So sometimes a person wants to know about social media. I have a social media membership. So if I want to email out something saying, hey, if you're interested in learning more about social media, I can click that, ask for everyone that was tagged who clicked on that particular thing to be able to get that information, and so forth and so on. There's tags, there's lists, and there's things that allow us to identify who clicked on something and communicate with them because of that reason. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share today. I hope that this information has been helpful to anyone that is listening, because you hear people talking about automation. Maybe you don't really know, you didn't know what it looked like, you didn't really understand exactly how it worked. But I just wanted to share this with you today. And literally, like I said, I was watching it as it booked a call the other day, and I know what it does, but it was just beautiful to watch, especially when the person that was booking a call was actually not only clicking on a yes or no or response or this word or that word, they were actually responding with what they wanted to connect with me on. So I'm a life and business coach, and I assist entrepreneurs who are looking to build out their online courses. And the thing is, like, everyone that you actually meet, to be honest, is not going to be a good match. You won't be a good match for them. They won't be a good match for you. But what I love about this IG automation is that I'm literally asking them questions along the way, and their responses are actually helping me to understand if they're an ideal client or not. And because they respond a certain way, it leads them to another thing that they could click on, which takes them down this path. And it's so funny that, it's crazy. One of the members in one of my groups, I have a couple of them that I run, we were on the phone the other day, and the member was saying, it's so funny. They were like, you're so thoughtful. They said, you must have just known that I needed a certain thing, right? So here was the thing. This is the crazy part, and I had to tell them. They were like, "You were so thoughtful," and I said, "Well, what are you speaking of?" And they said, "The thing you sent me in my DMs the other day." So they were actually on one of my lives, and this IG automation actually does work from live. So if you say a certain word, a person can type a certain word in, and it can lead them to your DMs, and your DMs, your automation will start to talk to them. And it'll talk to them about the reason why you told them to put the certain thing in on the live stream. Well, one of my members clicked on a certain word, and it started talking to them, and it gave them like 2 free items. And they said, "Oh my gosh, you gave me such and such, and how did you know that I really needed that?" And I said, listen, I'm sorry to tell you, but it wasn't me. I said, it was the automation. My automation gave it to you because you put a certain word in. I was like, I hate to tell you that because they were so excited. But here is the thing. The cool part is it is to some degree supposed to feel like, OMG, I just got something. So if you're going to do this, you do want to think about what kind of things you can give away, and what kind of things you can say during the conversation that's happening in the automation inside the DMs. All right, that's about it. I have shown you what it looks like. I have explained to you what IG automation is. I have walked you through what it looks like and why I was able to book calls, because the automation is taking a person through. And what I really, really love about the automation and about the fact that a person gets to the end to book a call is that if they did not click on a response that meant that they were interested in what I actually have to offer, it means that they're not my ideal client. They're not looking for me. They randomly clicked in, and it's something about what I asked them that stopped them from moving forward. And this is actually what you want. Guys, we're not talking to everyone. Everyone is not our ideal client. They just are not. And the moment that we realize that, and we go after the clients who really need and want exactly what we have, and we're a good match, you're just going to be randomly doing things. And I really want to work with people who really want what I have to offer and need it. And my goal is to take my clients to the next level. So whether it's that we're doing this private thing, or whether we're doing a group thing, whether they're buying a product that they actually need that I have to offer, I want people to be where they need to be for whatever reason they need to be there for. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it. I will talk to you guys later. Have an amazing rest of your 4th of July, no matter what you are doing. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Coach Tamika James signing off. See you next time. I'm going to be taking this and I'm going to put this inside of one of my programs. And what I generally do is I use live, let me explain, to actually share information that I have, because your audience needs to know what type of information you have. And I share things here on live to be able to give information out. And then I take a lot of the information that I actually have used here, because I don't need to say these things over and over, and I drop them into my program. I just dropped a IG live that I did, and you can go back and watch them. An IG live that I did speaking about what it looks like to hire your VA and how do you make that thing work, because guys, it could be really weird sometimes. But if you already know, how to make it flow, you can really have some great success with getting help with the things that you need. So I dropped that lesson inside of my high ticket program, because my members that are in that program, they need all of the things in regards to what it takes to really, really be a great coach. So that live was a live, is valuable info. Someone gets to watch it on a live stream and see that I have information. It'll go down, 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 and people won't see it anymore after a while. But then my members will be able to have access to it because it's info that they need. So it's like bam, right in your face. Okay, so that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for joining, and see you later. If you're coming to my Teach and Speak Challenge tomorrow, I will see you there. There's a link in my bio for me to help you to know how to teach and speak so that you can show up with whatever it is that you know, what you have to offer, and you can get people to connect with you. Okay, because you got to do this thing the right way. You know, there's a method to the madness. All right. If you're joining my challenge, I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. But you'll need to join now. Okay. All right. Good night. Good day.